Good morning. It's good to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, for the introduction. I appreciate that. My name is Carissa McGee. Carissa McGee, that's me. I was asked to come and speak today because I share my story as much as possible, as far as possible, to try to inspire other people who might be able to relate. And in today's climate, I know that there's going to be more people who can relate to my story, my trials, and my tribulations. And I say that with a heavy heart because my trials and tribulations were difficult and painful. And it's my life's mission to try to stop as many kids from experiencing the same kinds of pains and trials and tribulations that I had to face. So it's with a heavy heart that I say that more people can probably relate to it. When I was 16 years old, I attempted to take the life of my mother and my sister in the dead of night. I was struggling with mental health, illness. I was struggling with my sexual orientation. I was struggling with the limelight that society had placed upon me because I was a star athlete. You see, before I got to the moment, before I tried to take the lives of my family, I was a very successful student athlete. I had a solid GPA. I was getting scholarship offers to just about every state in the United States.
Wow.
I was Gatorade Player of the Year twice.
Wow.
I was a state champion 5 times. All of this before I ever got my driver's license.
Wow.
I was extremely successful. And in my community of Las Cruces, a lot of people looked up to me. A lot of kids were inspired by me. People wanted to know, how I could give back, or if I'd be willing to mentor and advocate for other girls and other young kids who also wanted to aspire to something greater than just their hometown of, maybe 100,000. And I wanted to do that. But I had some demons internally that were crushing my future. I could not see past the age of 15, the age of 16. I did not think that I would make it to see my 18th birthday. I believed that in my core because the demons that I had, they tracked me. And on the night of March 27th, it was the early hours, March 27th, that I attempted to kill my mother and my sister. And because of that action, I was sentenced to 21 years in the adult correctional facility, right here in Burleson, Mexico. I was devastated. I can't tell you how those demons, I felt like they won. That they were the ones that had the last say in my life. I was sentenced to more years than I had ever lived. I could not fathom it. But let me tell you, I didn't even know that I was titled above my name on the agenda that it was titled Destined to Win. I don't need any more confirmation than that somebody else has a bigger saying in what's going on in my life. Destined to win.
That's awesome.
And that's not a coincidence because I know I'm destined to win. But I couldn't see that when I was in the muck and the mire. I could not see that when I was at my lowest point. I had to be broken again and again and again before I finally realized that no matter how many times I'm broken or brought down, I will always rise back up. I will always rise back up. And I had to dig deep. I had to find that in myself. I had to look internally. I could not find any of that confirmation anywhere else because the world around me, much like it is today, was chaos. I was in a 9x15 cell.
Wow.
I spent 23 hours I spent almost a year on 23-hour lockdown in segregation.
Wow.
I had some dark moments that the walls around me gave me no hope. I had to look internally to find that inspiration. And I did. I did. I found it because I am destined to win. I rose up. And I didn't just rise back up to be the old Carissa, that student athlete that had scholarships and, had a very bright future. I rose up like a phoenix from my ashes, recreated, ready to tackle whatever obstacle was going to come my way because I had already been at the bottom of the barrel. I know what that felt like.
Wow.
And so today, after I've pulled myself up by my own bootstraps, as the saying goes, I know that I'm winning.
Yes.
I am winning.
Yes.
And that's because I know that I have worth.
Yes.
I have found that.
Yes.
And I rejoice in that.
Yes.
And I get to celebrate every single day that victory.
Yes.
Because I didn't give up, I didn't quit, I didn't stop, I didn't stay broken. I refused to let the demons win.
Come on.
Not in my life.
Yes.
So when I say Carissa McGee, that's me.
That's me.
I say it with pride.
Come on.
I say it with confidence.
Yes.
Come on. And I say it to hopefully inspire other people to feel the same way. That no matter what you've gone through, no matter how low you've gotten, no matter how broken you have felt, you are destined to win. You have to see it first. You got to believe it first.
Come on.
Before it can become anything else.
Absolutely.
Believe it in yourself. Know it. Say it to yourself. I'm destined to win. And don't stop until you get there. And then once you get there, reach back. Give back. Help somebody else. Inspire somebody else to do the same. I love the life that I have and the life that I've created because it has drawn to me like-minded people. The room I'm standing in right now, it's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. I am calling this out because I see it in myself. And I want to see it in the women around me. And I'm blessed with that. Woo! We're all destined to win. Thank you.
So I'm Queva. I want to first off give thanks to my dad, Mr. Jones, and my mother, First Lady Jones. And also thank you guys for welcoming the women of leadership here today. We do this out of ambition, out of drive. We're very transparent, so it may come as a shock, but this is what we do. We live by this. This is how we empower others. So I just want to give a little rollback of my past. I lost my mother at an early age, so things started spiraling for me really, really young. I didn't know how to trust. I was 13 years old, going through so much emotions, not knowing who to trust, how to trust. I remember the last time I saw my mother, it was real bad. My biological mother, it was really, really bad. And so once I got into the home of First Lady and my mother, it was rough for us.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
It was rough because I didn't know how to be loved and I didn't know how to love. So for me, that started that I want to be on my own, I want to be grown. So I started making bad choices from there. And I got a praying mother. When I say I got a praying mother, she never gave up. She never gave up. To this day, she don't give up. I ended up getting into some trouble. I ended up falling into the hands of men. And a lot of people may not feel like men are addiction, but they are. And I don't mean a sexual addiction. I mean the companionship, the feel to be needed.
Come on.
It's like I crave that. So I would put myself in situations with these men, and I would give them 110 of me, to where it would put me behind bars. It would put me in domestic violent relationships. I would put them before I put my kids. And it's for so long, that's how I lived my life, to where it drove me to addiction. And my addiction empowered my life to where I didn't care anymore. You could beat me all day as long as I was able to go out and do what I wanted to do at night. It is what it is. So, it's just something that I coped with. That's how I cope with the domestic, is my addiction. Throughout the addiction, I learned some skills on how to survive in the streets. So I started, selling drugs and doing other things that were not legal. And with that, it placed me in the Department of Corrections. And so I went there twice. And I'll never forget the first time I called home. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm going to go to prison. And he said, for what? What you going to prison for? And I said, I got to go pay my dues. And he said, well, how much is it? I'll pay for it. And I said, that ain't how it works, Pop. He was so adamant about saving me and helping me that I was too far gone. I was too far gone, I couldn't see. And I went the first time, and if any of you know anybody who's done time, when you do time, you feel like you come out like a champ, like you got some stripes and ain't nobody touch you. That's what it is, So I came out very arrogant. I came out with this sense of I can't be touched because it was only a couple of years. And I got right back into it. I fell right back into that cycle. And I fell hard to where I thought I was the queen pen. You couldn't tell me nothing. I would not talk to my parents. It just became horrible for me. And I ended up right back. And I knew right then and there God had something for me. Because 2 months before I went, I got clean on my own. And it's not something that, a PO told me, a counselor told me. This is something that God said, it's your time, baby. I left Clovis, and I went and got clean. I dried out myself. So going to the Department of Corrections, I had my head on right. I knew what I was going to do, but I just didn't know how. So one night I was sitting on RDC, and RDC is when you first go into the facility, they isolate you, and it's just really, like she said, 23-hour lockdown. You get one phone call, and it was just me and God. And I said, okay, God, what's in store for me? And this is the scripture that He gave me. Even if I caused you sorrow by my letter, I do not regret it. Though I did regret it, I see that my letter hurt you, but only for a little while. Yet now I am happy, not because you were being sorry, but because your sorrow led you to repentance. For you became sorrowful as God intended, and so were not harmed in any way by us. Godly sorrow brings repentance, that leads to salvation and leaves no regret. But worldly sorrow brings death. See what this godly sorrow has produced in you, what earnestness, what eagerness to clear yourself, what indignation, what alarm, what longing, what concern, what readiness to see justice done. At every point, you have proved yourself to be innocent in this matter. So even though I wrote to you, it was neither on account of the one who did the wrong or on account of the injured party, but rather that before God you can see yourselves how devoted to us you are. By all this we are encouraged. And I sat there and I cried and I cried and I cried and I said, okay, this is not about if I'm innocent, if I'm right, if I'm wrong. This is about God telling me this is your opportunity. And I know you're hurting right now, and I know you feel like you're alone, but guess what? This is going to bring something out of you that's going to be powerful and it's going to build your future. So moving forward, inside that facility, I told myself I would not go back. I will not go back. And inside them walls, you guys, it's bad. It's bad. It's horrible. We deal with a lot in there. We deal with a whole lot. But I fought that, and I stayed strong. And I proceeded to make sure that I kept my eye on the prize. So when I got released, instead of going home, because I knew it was so easy, I put myself in a treatment center. And with that treatment center, I continued to build, and I continued to grow. And I continue to look at myself for who I am. And the whole time I'm doing this, I still got 2 kids looking at me as well. Who's saying, Mama, you can do this. Mama, we got you. My babies is my world. And they don't understand how much power they gave me when they had their pom-poms and they was cheering me on. And I'll never forget that my mom said, come home. And I was like, I'm going to go home. I'm too old to go home. But she didn't mean come home, like to our house. Right. She meant come home. Right. It's time for you to come back to God. That's right. And I kept fighting. You guys, when I left the house, I never stepped back in church. I never stepped back in church because I didn't feel like it was for me no more. I had done too much. But when she said come home, it was like God was answering me through her. And since then, I've been here. I've been striving. It's been hard, but I've been doing it. So, my mom asked me to speak. I do this regularly throughout the United States. It's not a problem, but I do it in front of people I don't know. And so I'm able to say, this is what it is, take it, use it, grow from it, and I'll keep going. Some people reach out to me, some don't. But when she said I need to speak at church, I was like, oh, wait a minute. But I said, like I told her, I gotta give God that same energy that I give everybody else. And she told me, don't get up there. Start preaching. But she wanted me to make sure I came up here confident in telling my story, because I know that it can help somebody. I know it can. Just like Carissa said, this is who we are. Carissa is, like she said, I am Carissa, I am Queva. I don't have much. I'm going to school. I've been in school for 3 years to achieve my major in social work. I don't have much. But one thing that I do have, one thing that I can do, I can sit on the curb with any of you women in here, and I can encourage you to keep going.
Wow.
I am a hope pusher.
Wow.
That is certified. That's lived experience.
Wow.
That don't come with credentials. That don't take years. So I hope all you are encouraged by my story, by our story. And I just want you to say everything that the devil tried to use against me to make sure it was bad, God turned it around for his glory.
I'm Stacy. I too have been in prison. I was sentenced to the Department of Corrections for 12 years for drug trafficking, so I did 6 years. And the day I got to prison, which was April 27th of 2010, right? Yeah, 2010. I wrote a letter to my son. I can't find the letter, and I'm going to try to remember what I said to him. And it was, son, I love you. You are my oldest child. If anything ever happened to you, I just would not be able to go on with life. I wouldn't be able to live without you. You know, you're my firstborn son. You know, mom's not going to be here long. I'll be home soon. And so I write the letter, put it in the mail. Before the letter even leaves the prison, my son was murdered that night.
Oh my God.
And, you know, then I just, you know, felt like, you know, my world was over. That I didn't need anyone. I didn't even need God. Because I had my mother. And that's all that I needed. And 8 months later, my mother died of cancer. And then I didn't have no one to turn to but God. And so, you know, I talked to God along the way, and I just asked him that, you know, if he would put me in a position.
No, it wasn't.
Talk.
Okay.
There we go.
I talked to God along the
You
way.
keep turning it off. That's what it is.
Is it on now?
No.
It's on now?
It's just light green.
Okay. Oh, you don't keep voting. See, I'm not with the technology. But anyway, yeah, so my mother, you know, she dies of cancer 8 months later, and I'm doing 6 years, and this is the first 8 months of my sentence. And so, you know, God was the only person that I could turn to, and I still have 5 other kids out there in the world that I need to get home to. But when I was in RDC, when you first get to prison, after my son died, I was denied mental health. They told me that what I was going through was situational, you know, that I would get through it. When I was taken to my child's funeral, I was taken in shackles and handcuffs from head to toe. I was taken with the highest officers in the prison. They also took 3 regular police officers as well. And this was coming from Burleson to Albuquerque. We had the Funeral Macedonia Baptist Church, which is a very small church. They blocked off all the exits with the police officers. You know, they backed up all the roads and told me that I could not speak to anyone. when I walked to the casket to say my goodbyes to my son, they walked to the casket with me and kept their hands on me and didn't allow me to, to touch him or kiss him or any of that stuff. On the way back to prison, they made jokes about, hopefully they don't get shot, and so on. This is just some of the things that we have went through in prison. And, being a woman, being a Black woman, we face things harder than anyone else.
That's right.
And so, me, I'm always standing up for my rights. So, of course, I did my investigation. Of course, no one else was transported to a prison like that. And before getting to prison, like we said before, I have always had a problem with men as well, to where I really give a man my all. My father spent most of my time in prison. My father was murdered in 2009. It was a closed casket. He decomposed and he was just put in the bag. So I didn't even get to say goodbye. So 2009, my father was murdered. In 2010, my son was murdered. In 2008, my mother died of cancer. And I had to do 6 years in prison. And so when I was in prison, I used to be so mad at the women when they used to constantly keep coming back, and I just could not understand why. And I just could not understand why God just didn't let me out. Just give me a chance. But upon release, I can see why, because everything that a woman can go through for being released from prison, I have been through it.
Wow.
And I am like the cream of the crop. I turned my life around. I've got all types of certifications that I've done. I've been homeless. I've been jobless. My car has been stolen. You name it. And I constantly find myself in court fighting court cases. I've been involved in a court case with my child. I find myself, fighting a court case with, apartment complex. But I see that these are all the things that the women who are getting out of prison are going through, because they just look at us like we're just felons, that we can't get our lives together. So I had talked to the girls and I was like, I want to start a women's program. I want to start a women's program where we can show other women in prison that they too can change their lives. And I know that even though I may look younger than Queva and Carissa, I am older than them, but we all come from different age brackets. So what's so important about this is that the women that are in prison will be able to see strong Black leaders, or strong leaders, period. Our Women in Leadership program, you do not have to be a Black woman. You just have to be a woman impacted by the criminal justice system directly or indirectly. And that being said is that we have a support group that we started. We're starting from the grassroots. We don't have any funding, so everything we're doing is purely voluntarily. We're building our hub team. Carissa's on it, Queva's on it. We have a young lady who's in Lubbock's going to be on it. We also have a young lady who's in Arizona's going to be on it. Everybody that's on the hub team has been in prison and has experienced a significant amount of time in prison. And so we build our hub team that way, so as the women that are getting out of prison see us, they know that they too can turn their life around. And also, we want the young women who may be getting in trouble now, who are having problems at school, who are in a detention center, or who's having problems at home with their mother. We would like for them to be a part of our support group, because we want to show them there's an easier way to do this. So selling drugs, it seems easy at the time, but once you mess your life up, once you get a record, and you have to try to turn your life around, that's where that's when the hard work comes in. But you can do it differently the first time around, and so that's kind of what we want to do with the Women in Leadership. We just want to, support the women that's coming behind us. We have a support group every first and third Monday of the month from 1:30 to 3 o'clock, and any woman can join. You just have to be a woman. We do say any woman can join. It's open to all women, but it is a closed group. So once you join, we still can decide if we want you in the group or not. because we want the group to be positive, we want it to be uplifting, we don't want any negativity. Now, you can come to the group upset, being sad and whatnot, but the members of the group will uplift you. By the time you leave the group, you should be feeling better. You should have some ideas, there should be some goals that are being set, and then we should be able to try to help you get there. And that's what we want our group to be about. And so, that's pretty much all I have. I don't know if you guys got anything else about if you got any questions. We're also a part of UNM Echo, and so our meetings will be on Zoom. And so, in order to get that Zoom link, you do have to register for that. We can bring some flyers and stuff. We also are looking for presenters, Lady Rob, so, we would love to have any presenter. If anybody wants to present, once again, you just have to be a woman, that's it.
Okay, thank you. I know that when we